Thanks for staying with us. So, a viral video about a young girl who took to her social media to express her sadness and loneliness after moving to Canada, where she was seen weeping profusely while expressing the loneliness she felt. Now, the question everybody's asking, is japa causing so much loneliness and disconnection among families and loved ones? What are your own thoughts? Because this video was quite disheartening to see how frustrated she was. You can call us, especially those of you that are really jackpot. How are you managing connecting with family? How are you missing the cordial relationships you had in Nigeria? Or how are you maintaining living abroad without all the connections you had here? You can call us on 08127053687, 09139076694. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. For those of you who are also aspiring to japa, is this the time for us to have a conversation so that you understand the reality of the situation when you eventually move on to a new country? I'm not going to start with Nima. Let me start with Tokwe because let me come to Tokwe. Tokwe, what are your thoughts on this issue of loneliness when you japa?
So the truth is, loneliness is the new normal. Loneliness is where the world is gravitating to. Loneliness is going to be more of a problem both within Nigeria, is already a problem in the diaspora. So for Nigerians that still have a little sense of communality, or because you've been here all your life, you have friends that will check on you, you must cherish it because you would miss it a whole lot more when you relocate. Now, for those in diaspora, it is more shocking. They are experiencing culture shock. They're experiencing change that no matter how excited you are, you're meeting bills. I remember watching a video that Tajubi Face did, and one guy was saying that the bills in America is three weeks. It's not end of the month. Like, the bills hit you. Then the bills hit you in such a way that you realize what you're paying every month is what you were spending on a yearly basis, and you have to work harder. Everybody is busy, and there is a major shock, financial shock, environmental shock, and you're trying to figure yourself out. So I think it was good she cried. I think it was good she released that emotion. I did not like the response they were giving her because they're making it look like she was not, she should be grateful she had the opportunity. Some people were insulting her. It's a normal emotion. I was talking to somebody just this morning. The person too is in Nigeria and is lonely. Lonely, like I don't have friends in Nigeria. So the world is going to the place where everybody is so focused on me getting better, making more money, growing myself, that we are not taking care of one another. Do we need communality? Yes. Does that mean diaspora is not good? No. People will japa whether you say you are lonely or not. They will say, I'd rather be depressed in America and in Canada than be depressed in Nigeria. There is depression everywhere. Let me depress the depression there. So I'm of the opinion that let's prepare ourselves for the reality on ground and let's be intentional about building relationships.
Okay. I think it's just a phase, right? When you move into a new environment, you would need time to adjust to the realities of the place. I remember all the way from Alagbado to Lekki, it took me some adjusting to do because in Alagbado, I had mother-in-law on this side, I had mommy on the other side, Ogba. I had, so anytime I needed something, there were people at my beck and call. There was a community that would help me. They would look. In fact, my neighbors would look after my children when I come to work. They were like, we heard your kids playing drum. They were doing service today. We just knew you were not around. You had gone to work. So we had to make sure we're watching your gates to be sure people are not going in and out and all of that. I had that. But when I moved to Lekki, till today, I don't know my neighbors. Till today. I've been in Lekki over 3 years now. And I can't say, if I see a neighbor outside, I won't say we live together. I don't know my neighbors. So I had to readjust to the reality on ground. And I just feel like we need to be patient with ourselves. Sometimes we want things to just happen at the blink of an eye, but it takes a process. Yes, it's a price. And so the conversation should be, can I cope when I travel? How long will it take me to adjust and readjust? I've been having this conversation with somebody who won't you relocate? Everybody's around you is relocating. Go now. I'm like, me, I don't think I can survive there. I'm a people's person. My house is constantly full, from one friend to the other, from one family member to the other. You can't come to my house and it's just me and my kids. I'm always hosting people. Now, if I travel and I won't be able to host people, I may not even have the people that want to come away. Exactly, that want to come around me. Can I survive? What sort of jobs am I open to? Do I want to work for somebody again? I've left that for a long time, we must have those real conversations. But as a young person, she's a young person. In a few months' time, she will look back at this cry and she's like, oh, okay, I was just being, you know, emotional at the time.
Now, let me come to you. What are your own thoughts? And the reason why I didn't want to start with you because I just felt that I wanted to hear from their own view. But what are your own view when you saw? What was your own view when you saw that video?
There's a lot of agree, don't agree, and I think it's about the person that you are. So if I was there, even if my neighbor's house was several kilometers down, they will know me. I will know them, the way I'm wired. Because my best friend, we grew up the same exposures. She's Christian and Muslim. She moved to the UK, and every Salah, she would just say, Salah is so terrible because there's no ram. And I said, that place no feel bad like so. You no feel bad, you no feel bad. And then one year, suddenly, she just sent me pictures. Salah ram in my house. Our neighbor is an Indian Pakistani couple and husband and wife. And they too, they've been looking at her that all these people, you don't know if they offer them salad ram, whether they will eat it. So that day, she just decided, let her wear salad day. We had this abaya we bought for my sister's wedding before she left the country. And she wore it on salad day. And she says, happy Salah, that was it.
Ram showed up.
Yet this year, she has not called me on salad day, pay alpha. So it's the kind of person that you are really. If they don't reach out to you, take your time to reach out. You don't know whether they are just shy. You know, moving to new neighborhoods, people will be looking at you. And the way I adjusted where I live, I don't care about the language you speak. I don't care about where you are from. Thank God the kind of background I also have. Good morning. If you have new baby in your house, trust me, I'll visit you.
Also, it also depends on your status because if you're there on good status, you can try to reach. You have that confidence and boldness. But some people, a lot of them don't go on. Maybe they overstay.
Not even complete.
So they are very scared of going to go and greet Mr. Neighbor because you don't know who's going to call police. You know, because some police will come back. You know, so you're not illegal here. You know, in Nigeria you can be jaboing anyhow. So your family members will just be auntie. Stay put in your house. Don't go and start looking for what is not looking for you. That kind of so people are the reality. The factors are different. You know, No,
but what Nima said is so true because who you are is extremely important. If you are a friendly person, you would naturally gravitate and exude that energy. I was speaking on Saturday and I spoke extensively about your vibration, the energy you carry, and how it would automatically attract people like you because you are emitting that. But many people are scared, and your terror would drive people away from you, and your worries would drive people away from you. So it's important that when we are going into that new territory, you find yourself living in diaspora, you are all alone, you are scared about what reality might be. Take the time to think deep within yourself, list your values that you have, and putting that in your consciousness, you would know that even if I'm not documented, I am valuable to my neighbors. You know, I am going to add value to everywhere I go to, and I will not be scared that I might be hurt or somebody might rat me out to the police or anything, and I'll make friends easily. But if you don't see your value and you're looking at yourself like I am all alone here, you would continue to think that way, and you would not see anybody that will be willing to help you out of that situation.
Let me take Tunde from Magodo. Thanks for calling, Tunde.
Good
morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I think it's important that we mentioned here that when you go abroad, you need to connect to the Nigerian community.
Exactly.
If you don't connect to them, you will be lonely. I can tell you from experience that Christmas Day is the worst day in the UK because everybody thinks all the shops are closed. And if you don't make friends with fellow Nigerians, when you get there, there's a tendency for you to remain lonely.
Absolutely.
So it's important that you connect with the Nigerian community abroad.
Absolutely.
When people go from here to the UK and are posted to the most areas where there are Nigerians, of course, they're going to be lonely. That's usually the case. They need to connect with
Absolutely, Tunde. And it's unfortunate, many Nigerians have that mentality that once I go abroad, I don't want to see any Nigerians, please, let me just take me somewhere, I don't want to see Nigerians.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
The mentality is there, but then as you realize that you need your community, whether you like it or not.
So that's one point. What I heard when I traveled, because I was asking my sister question and all of that, and so one of the reasons they don't like to connect, most Nigerians don't like to connect, and even my friend in the UK said the same thing, is because Nigerians put each other in trouble. They rat each other out. So she was giving me examples of the Indian community in the UK. They come in, they protect each other. If you are working in an office and there are benefits they're already getting, they will help you. They will tell you the right questions to ask to be able to get those benefits and all of that. The Nigerians say, it's God that is doing it for us. They will not tell you. They will leave you to, they want you to go through the pain that they have gone through. But these other nationals, they protect their own people. So sometimes the Nigerians will even get you into trouble. They won't protect you. They would, do things and set you up most of the time. And so the advice is when you come here, so she had elder sisters who's been there for, like they were born there practically. When she moved there, the advice that was given to her is stay away from our people so you don't get into trouble. So Nigerians Nigerians abroad now who are listening should do better, should protect. We're the same.
So people are bad people, whether Nigerians or not.
Thank you.
Indians are not bad there.
They get their own. They don't tell
they
you
do
now.
to themselves.
Oh, they tell you the good part. It's not them that have all these caste laws and all of those what they call it, self-family and all of those beating their daughters to death for being raped. They have their own terrible sides. Yes. I know this year, okay, please take your call.
I have to take a call from Ade. I'll go on a break. I'll come back to your point. Good morning, Ade. Thanks for calling very quickly.
Okay, good morning, Morayo and the ladies. Thank you for your job well done there. Good morning. You see, I have a different perspective, and I think this gets me worried as well. I don't see why the reason why a well-to-do family will abandon everything here and, japa. Because I have a friend that, as I'm speaking to you now, I'm handling 2 of his property. I'm to sell one at Lekki. The other one is living at Magodo here. I'm to evacuate the property and rent it out. He left so in a hurry, like with the kids, with the wife, that I just have to leave this country as if we are pursuing him. So my worry is this, and even getting there, he keep asking for money because he could not even do the job he's getting, okay with the job, the offer he's getting over there. To the extent that right now, he's not stable. He talks to me nearly every minute, every second, every hour we do talk. So I'm a bit worried, and I'm trying to say this to Nigerians. Why are we putting ourselves in this tight situation? You've been living here for over 40-something years, and you decided suddenly that you just have to move. For someone who have a house at Lekki, who have a house here in Magodo. So I'm trying to say, it's a different, I think at this level, we all just need to take it easy and still believe in this country.
All right, thank you very much, Ade. That's a different angle, but we'll still touch on it a bit. But let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing japa, the fact that some people are complaining that they don't get a support system when they travel abroad. Let me come to you.
So a friend of mine traveled out with this child of her son. So she's been childless for the years of her marriage, and she's in her 50s. So when she traveled, she went with one of her brother's sick child, And when she got there, of course, she declared the girl to be her child. And then the father of that girl decided, I want to come as well. She made the mistake of bringing him there, but his goal was different. So she has built a good network with Nigerians abroad, and they protect her, even though her documents were not fully complete. The Nigerians there have always housed her, protected her, and the brother just came. The moment he came, he went through all those Nigerians destroying her image. Till he poisoned the girl. Something happened and she smacked the girl. They reported her so that they can get her out. Because he told her he wants to go to Canada and not the US. And so she did not do as much to get her there. But the Nigerians, when they heard the story, the Nigerian community she has built, went around again and did something amazing for her to get her to stay. They fought for her to stay. And so wherever you see people, this is our own family member that told her, but other Nigerians, bad people everywhere.
I know the story also of a young man who went abroad, actually went for vacation. I think I've shared the story before. But he went for holidays and he was going to come back. I think a few days to their travel, their daughter or their son went ill, something happened, and then they found some kind of disease, brain disease that couldn't be cured by any. I mean, it was a very, very rare condition. They had to bring in a doctor from a different place to fly in to help that child. Eventually, it was the Nigerian community that supported with finances to pay hospital bills. Eventually, they got a doctor who was able to not just heal, help them even to file for papers, just because this child cannot take her back to Nigeria because we need to constantly be check on this child. Health. So that whole process helped them to get a stay in the US. So the point is that there's some Nigerian communities that can be good for you, Others can be bad for you, but the most important thing is that reach out, which I think what we're seeing so far. Go ahead,
I wanted to say that, I mentioned earlier that be a person of value, put your value on the table. A lot of times, the people that complain most also harbor the same thing that you are complaining about in other people. Yes, bad things happen to good people, but in most cases, good things happen to good people. So if you find your value and you step into that place, I know someone that relocated to Canada this year, their family, 3 boys, husband and wife, and when they got in there, it was stressful to even get a place to rent. They were staying in hotel. But when they went to church, I always advise people, find the church, Redeem. I'm not a Redeem member, but Redeem Church is everywhere. You just enter the community and say, is there a Redeem Church here? And they will help you. They got him a chair, they got him more beds because they had just one mattress. They donated. No, I'm not saying they sold. They donated because they understood. And the family found out that they did that for several other families because they knew what it was like to come. And they understand where it was coming from. So they were able to rally around and support. And he also knows that when another person comes in, I would also donate.
Let me take Glory and I'll come to you, BC. Glory from Abuja, thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show, Glory.
Thank you very much. I lived in the Netherlands for like 6 years, and I have to say, if you're black and you're abroad, you have to go to a church.
You have to go to church.
You have to just find your people. Not everyone is good. Not humans are not good. Well, so if you go to, I went to Redeem, and I saw people that helped. So, like, I don't know who said that. I heard someone say that if you go to a Redeemed church, they will help you. Yes, because Nigerians know what happens when you come to a new place, especially if you go abroad. You think you're coming to a land of milk and honey. Not everything is milk and honey. They will help you. They will try their best to help you. You just have to find the right people and be around the good people. And also, environment helps, and it also diminishes some people as well. If you're in a hostile country, you will be hostile as well. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
If that's happening in the Philippines, or where was that? Yeah. The Philippines.
The story you took.
Yes. So you're in a hostile country, you have to be very careful. Find a Nigerian community that can support and protect you. You're going to say something.
Yes, so I've experienced this Redeem thing you talked about. So my sister is in the US. And she has a Redeem family. So when I followed her to church a few times, everybody's like, "Hi, have you come? Have you brought? Did you
do you want to stay?
Do you want to worship with us? Do you want to ask?"
Visiting.
I just came to visit. And she was giving me stories of how supportive they've been. How they would be passing, like what we do here, passing. Nima practically helps me buy my meat and fish and all of that. You know, she has friends that will buy meat and fish. I'm going to the farm, or what do you need, and all of that. So she was able to find that. But it doesn't happen in all cases. So I think the idea is to find good people and be a good person. Like Thomas said, be a good person so that you can attract good people and find a way to survive. And also remember that the cultures are different. Aside from having your own people, you're going to be working with Oyibo people as well. And you will not expect them to come and, run to rescue you and help you out when they are still observing you, they're still skeptical. The fact that you are Nigerian, everybody's looking at you. Are you sure she's not a fraud? Are you sure she's not this? Are you sure she's not that?
Let me share your story, busy. While you're talking, somebody went to Nigerian, he went to abroad with that mentality of stay away from Nigerians. So he now met a foreigner, I can't remember which country the person from, maybe American or something. And it was there pouring out his heart, I don't have papers. I'm just hoping that they would have mercy. Nigerian, they will help him. About
they will report you straight up.
He found his own in Nigeria. He has zoomed it up.
Yeah.
Really, he's illegal because because the person reported to his employer that do you realize that you've hired an illegal?
Yeah, and there are complications for the person.
Yes, the person let him go. And before you know it, bada bing, bada bang, the man is in Nigeria. Just from talking.
So the wrong person.
The wrong person. So you just have to be careful. But there's the point a caller made earlier, like us to touch on it. The fact that people who are well to do here, they have houses, they're doing well.
They live.
And they still feel that need to japa. It's a major, we discussed it before, but I think it's worth revisiting because more of our friends in our own circle,
that affected me.
And a lot of, and there was one I spoke to. He said, listen, if not for my wife, it's my wife that is insisting that.
Some say it's for their children.
Yes.
Then when they get there, my friend now started calling me and saying, this curriculum no easy. they allow gay, they do this and that. So what exactly are you going for?
So the fathers are complaining that it was the wives that put them under pressure because of the children. And they made that sacrifice for their children. So there was a thing of, oh, my wife and kids are abroad. You know, it's a thing of pride. But now they realize that it's really difficult to sustain, especially because the day dollar is going. You have to send money home. You have to send money. And then the wives are now working extra. The kind of work they never done in Nigeria, they're having to do. So how do we help with the thinking? We're not stopping you from traveling. We're just saying that as you are going, must you go, especially with what you have in Nigeria? I mean, what do you think should be their reasoning as they relocate when you have everything here?
No, so what we assume they have everything here.
Because we see the houses and the cars, and we assume.
Yes, we assume
how many
they have
things you want
everything
to add to that one?
No,
Is
no,
everything?
no.
They say.
What we think, no, they actually have a whole lot. I was having, it was a very, very strange conversation to witness the level of frustration from someone who is so rich. Like, you are living in your house, you have businesses, you are earning well, you are sending, you are the goal of the goals. Like, people are looking up to you and saying, this is my future plan. And I'm listening to the conversation and I'm hearing heavy frustration. And the person was saying that I'm paying for my child's school abroad. I can afford to. I travel with my family. I live in this house. This is the quality of life I live. How would I be able to continue to live this quality of life with the way Naira is depreciating? That was the conversation. She said that if in a year my target is I'll make 100 million Naira, and I know with that 100 million Naira I'll get this number of dollars and I'll be able to do this. But now, that 100 million Naira cannot do what it's meant to do. So I need to work harder.
You're not working that 100 million Naira, you're not investing in Nigeria. You're traveling that money
Yes,
abroad.
so
No, I'm just saying, I know. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the frustration of why somebody would have everything and feel like they want to go.
Listen, let us
Go,
choose ourselves.
covenant.
Yeah, so it's part of the frustration.
You frustrate yourself
because
when they complain.
and I always say, we middle class.
Yeah.
Gun is the problem. Gun problem.
Don't call our name.
I know you agree. I'm just trying to make...
No, but she will, because I couldn't understand why people would sell their house to travel or sell their land to travel. And one of the key things was the fact that there is a frustration of, I've been hearing Nigeria will get better. My father was saying Nigeria will get better. Me too, I'm saying Nigeria will get better, but it has not. Let me give my children the benefits of a place where things work, so that if it doesn't get better, they will have options. So we're talking about the things that lead them to say, pack up and go.
On a break. When we come back, we'll unpack that a bit more. Stay with us, we'll be right back.